Hey, my name's Cody Bolton. I currently reside in Moncton, New Brunswick. And I first became a Christian back in 1997 at a Billy Graham crusade. He wasn't there, of course, but he sent out speakers, and that's where I first came to know Christ. And then the year after, in the summer afterwards, I was baptized in a very large lake, very cold, but a really memorable experience. I grew up in a Christian household, and so for anyone who's ever grown up in a household where you read Bible stories every night, where you pray before bed, you really had the Bible and the Word of God and Jesus kind of hammered home even when you're a kid. And so when I became a Christian, it seemed like the natural next step. Now that didn't take away from its importance by any means. It was definitely a decision that I made on my own when I first became a Christian. I remember the instance when I was it was at this Billy Graham crusade, and I remember the night before there was actually a youth rally or a children's rally, and all of my friends and peers had gone up to accept Christ into their hearts. And I didn't go up that night. I wasn't sure what it was. I wasn't sure if I didn't want to just be part of the crowd going up, I guess. So I waited, and the next night I went back to the Billy Graham crusade to an adult gathering with my parents. And that's where it really hit home. And I remember the tears pouring down my face as I was walking up that aisle, and just what it meant, and the idea that a new phase of my life was about to begin. I wasn't sure what all that meant, or what all that was going to incorporate, or of course what it was going to look like afterwards. But I knew it was the beginning of something extraordinary and something life-changing. After I became saved, again, as I was a kid, I always heard about these rules that you have to follow, and you hear about these Bible stories and things. And so I understood what being a Christian was, but I didn't fully understand what it meant in terms of how I lived my life. You see, I saw Christianity sort of as a set of rules that I would follow. I have to do this, I have to do that, and we do that because we're told to. And it took me quite a while, in fact, to really find my place and find just what it was that made my faith so much more real and so much more authentic. And it happened. It finally happened, actually, in high school and well into my university life, where I realized that being a Christian is more than just living by a set of rules or guidelines. It's a lifestyle. It's a choice. It's a life choice. And when you have Christ in your heart, like I have, when you make that authentic decision, that authentic step to really accept Him into your life, that joy will continue to pour out. And that joy is what drives you and what others can see and maybe want in their life. And it drives you to want to show that love that Christ has had for us to others. And I think when you realize that it's more than just these guidelines, these rules that the Bible is. Now, those rules are definitely a big part of it for me, but they're more a way to keep us hooked to God and attached to Him, plugged into Him, because He is the ultimate giver of life and the ultimate one who renews us, who restores us, who makes us right. And as I went through my university life and I had a chance to partake in a mission trip or two and things like that, I started to realize that being a follower of Christ meant going to places and doing things that maybe felt uncomfortable and took me out of my comfort zone. Maybe it meant I had to go share who I was with people. But you know what? While those things are tough, it was that joy that I had said that really drove me to do it. That joy of what God had done for me and taking me from being a lowly sinner to something more. And it was that joy, that life-changing grace that He offers that really made me want to show that same love to others. And oftentimes in today's society, I know it can be difficult. Even for myself, it can be difficult to show that love to other people. But it is what we're called to do, and it is an absolute sincere pleasure and opportunity that we have to go out and do that. And that's something that's really spoken to me lately, and something that's really meant a lot to me today. So I guess in terms of what I've become, I'm an associate pastor at Highfield Baptist Church for youth, children, and young adults. A big part of that is love, is showing that, through my faith, through what Christ has done for me, each of us has a place in this family of God that's been created. And we all have a way to belong in that. And I think showing that to others is a big part of who I am today. And I mean, it has to be a big part of who I am today. And thank you for watching my video, and God bless. Take care.